Couples spend 4x more time looking at their screen than each other. We spend 36 hours a week on social media and watching TV, but just 8 hours talking to our partner, of which 1.5 hours is wasted bickering. Almost a third of those living with their partner argue with them over unimportant things. Debates over what to cook leads to 23% of couples falling out every single week of the year. 1 in 10 argue over room temperatures at least 5 times a week. A fifth fall out over what to watch on TV twice a week or more. 1 in 10 bicker at least 4 times a week over the washing up. 28% of those living with their partner openly admit to giving their pets more attention than their other halves. It's obvious that we're hungry for more connection, more intimacy, more affection, and more loving exchanges. But we constantly find ourselves looking away at our screens, at social media. It's hard for someone to compete with access to everything in the world in the palm of your hand. And what we're seeing more and more and more is couples, despite living closer, are feeling more disconnected, feeling more lost, are feeling less close to the person that they might spend a lot of time with. And time's the thing we all blame. I don't have enough time for connection. We don't have enough time together. But the research I just shared shows that time isn't to blame. I think the truth is none of us have ever learned or been taught how to connect with one another. And as time goes by, especially if you've been with your partner for a decent amount of time, it's hard to find ways to reconnect. What I want to share with you are the 5 E's of connection, which will change the way you think about time together. If you look at the lowest form of the pyramid, you have entertainment. This is what most couples are doing together. Most of us are sitting down, and we're not just looking at one screen. There's potentially 5 screens open at the same time. You've got your phone, they've got theirs. You've got your laptop, they've got theirs, and then you're looking at the screen in front of you. Just think about the number of distracted thoughts and ideas between social media on the phone, work on the laptop, and the show you're meant to be experiencing together. Entertainment doesn't necessarily build intimacy or connection in the way we'd hope. You don't get closer to someone because you watch the same TV show. In that case, you'd be close to pretty much everyone at work and everywhere else because we're all watching a lot of the same stuff. And I find that when couples rely simply on entertainment as their point of connection every night or every week, chances are that that relationship is starting to dwindle. Now, by the way, I'm not against watching TV with your partner. I think it's a very normal thing to do. I think it's okay to do. I'm just saying that if we want to develop that relationship and build upon it, there are 4 other levels of connection. Above entertainment is experiences. This is the obvious weekly date nights, whether it's restaurants, whether it's spending time with friends, whether it's hanging out with another couple you get along with, whether it's going to see a movie. Experiences, again, that we all are aware of, but trying to find a routine. I think what I often encourage couples to do is find time every month that you spend alone, time you spend just with your partner, time you spend with your partner and your collective friends, and then time you spend with only your friends and they spend with their friends. You've got to find a schedule across the month that allows you to have all of these different social exchanges, which actually supercharges your own relationship. I find a lot of the time we're also only codependent on the person we're with. We think that if we just see them every night and we spend more time together, then that will solve the lack of connection that we're feeling. But the truth is, often we need to go to different places and get inspired, get moved, feel alive, that we can then bring back into our relationship. Experiences are not just about what you do with your partner, but what you're doing with your friends and by yourself as well. Step 3 is something I call experiments. This has been probably one of my favorite things that I've done with my wife. We've been together now for 11 years, married for 8, and I found that this is what's really kept the spark alive and helped us rediscover each other over time. Experiments are where you're both doing something that you've both never done before. Now, this could be as crazy or extreme as things like skydiving or wakeboarding or whatever it may be, all the way through to going to an escape room or trying something that's much more accessible. The goal is to do something that you're both novices in. The reason for this is when you do something that neither of you know how to do, you discover a new side to them. You discover a new reaction, a new version, a new part of them that you may not even be aware of. More often than not, a lot of us are just doing the same things over and over again, which means you keep seeing the same side of your partner repetitively, which is why we start to feel like we're not growing, we're not moving in a certain direction. One step up from experiments is education, the ability to feel like you're both learning and growing independently or collectively. I found it's best when you're both doing your own thing, you both feel like you're going to a course, a program, a session, whatever it may be, and now you bring that fuel, you bring that topic of conversation, you bring the challenge you're going through back into the relationship. And the fifth and final step is engagement, the ability to serve together, the ability to be useful together. I found couples that are doing charity work together, finding a way to serve their community together, finding a way to build community for their friends and family. When you're significant in that way, and your significant other and you feel like a team. I think that's one of the biggest challenges today, is that we no longer feel like a team because we're not solving problems together. So if you've been struggling with your partner for some time, you're trying to reignite that spark, discover what the future of your relationship looks like, I hope you'll try out these 5 E's to build more intimacy, to build more connection, and ultimately to build a fulfilling life. In order to make this happen, I recommend 4 check-ins. The first one is a daily check-in, asking your partner, what's your highlight of the day? What did you learn? What stood out to you? What made your day today? A weekly check-in. Hey, is there anything that you've got coming up that I should be aware of? Can I support you? How can I be helpful to you this week that's about to come up? Quarterly, and this is an uncomfortable one, checking in with your partner and saying, hey, is this relationship going where you want it to go? Is this the direction you want to move in? If not, what are we both willing to do about it? And every single year, checking in with your partner and saying, hey, what's your goal this year? And how can I help you achieve it? What can I do in order to support you towards your dreams and goals? These 4 check-ins make sure that a relationship stays on track, moves in the direction you want it to, and we don't just assume that it will stay intact and hope for the best. The Buddha was once asked, what's the difference between I like you and I love you? And the Buddha replied, when you like a flower, you simply pluck it. But when you love a flower, you water it every day. These 4 check-ins allow you to nurture and nourish your relationship for however long you want it to last. Hey everyone, it's Shetty. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you'll subscribe so that you don't miss out on any more content. I'll see you in the next video.